Past Malice is great, and it makes me really upset that there are only 3 films in the Emma Fielding Mysteries series, because based on this one, which is the second, and the first one, I'm really loving it. This one was released in 2018. It's directed by Kevin Fair and stars, of course, Courtney Thorne-Smith as Emma. We also have James Tupper as Special Agent Jim Connor. And Emma goes to a castle where her friend is working because something keeps happening to the artifacts, including one that has been recently unearthed, and it seems like somebody is stealing them. So she goes there to offer her expertise, and in true Hallmark mystery style, there is a dead body. But what makes this dead body really interesting is not just how the person was killed, but where the body is located. And I won't say any more than that, but I was genuinely confused about how this happened, and I was really interested to find out more. And then, of course, on top of that, you've got the mystery of who was responsible for it, and I didn't work it out. I had my suspicions. I had 2 separate suspects in mind, and I was wrong on both counts, which I enjoyed, and the film as a whole was really fascinating. I will say it's quite tame, and I'm wondering if this is maybe why the film series didn't last for too long, because unless you're particularly interested in archaeology, in history, as I am, and I know many people are, it might not be the most riveting narrative. It definitely relies heavily, I believe, on an interest in that kind of thing. So maybe that's why they didn't continue, because the audience was maybe not as wide as some of the other Hallmark mysteries. I don't know. Maybe more people like it than I think. I'd love for everybody to adore it, because I absolutely have so far, and I don't understand why there are only 3. So if anybody knows, please feel free to let me know. But I thought it was a well-constructed narrative. We had a great mix of suspects. There were quite a few suspects, which I love. I've mentioned before, I love it when we have multiple suspects, because it makes it harder to work out the truth. And that's always part of the fun. We also have some great information about witch trials in Massachusetts, which is where it's set. And that's something I'm particularly interested in. So I am aware of potential bias of having that interest in the narrative before I even started watching it. But at the same time, I still think that it's a well-written narrative with a lot of possible final outcomes, numerous potential suspects, and it was pretty atmospheric at times as well. And then we have really likeable characters. I think Emma is such a likeable protagonist, and I didn't really have an opinion on Jim Connor in the first film, but certainly in this one, I've grown to really like him. I'm really keen to see what we can expect from the character going forward. By going forward, I mean in the 3rd and final film. And the 3rd and final film was released in 2019, so 5 years ago. I think it's unlikely they'd be making any more, and I'm rather devastated by that. But we'll see how the 3rd film goes. But for now, I thought Past Malice was a brilliant narrative with some great characters, definitely unpredictable, and one that I really thoroughly enjoyed.